So before we begin, I first want to talk about this squirrel, because it's kind of the reason why I wanted to talk about this in the first place. There's this squirrel that's been living in my neighborhood in Toronto for about 2 years now, maybe even 3. It's kind of developed a very special survival strategy that happens with only a few squirrels. Basically, instead of avoiding humans like most squirrels, this one has figured out that some humans will give them food. In fact, she's so comfortable around certain people that a lot of people say that she's tamed, which I don't actually think is true. She is still a wild animal. The reason why I say she is because she's been pregnant several times and has had multiple babies. The reason why I don't consider her to be a tamed animal is because this is her own survival strategy. She was not taught to do this. She figured this out on her own. She's taking advantage of people. It's not the other way around. And in a way, this is kind of like the closest thing you can get to a friendship with an animal. It's not really a friendship by the human definition, but it's basically a mutual understanding. This squirrel knows that I am not a threat to it and that I will sometimes give it food. But if I don't have food, it'll usually figure this out pretty quickly and just leave me alone. And the question that I have in this video is, if relationships like this between two different species is possible with modern animals, could this have also happened between dinosaurs? Because really, the idea of dinosaurs cooperating or in some way being friends is only really something explored in kids' movies like Land Before Time. I think that we usually just assume this for the herbivores, but when you really think about it, most of the violence that we see in nature is not between two predators, it's between herbivores.
Oh. That's gonna hurt.
Eating it.
Oh no, the hippo's eating the Tommy.
I feel like this sort of interaction would have been a lot more common than what we see in movies where it's two theropods fighting. Though I think it's also possible that some herbivorous dinosaurs might have gotten along or traveled together during certain times. And it's also pretty likely that small flying animals like pterosaurs and early birds would have hitched a ride on large animals like sauropods, kind of like modern day large animals today, But this idea isn't really explored very much when it comes to theropods, and I think that's just because we have this assumption that carnivores are just always fighting with each other, but this isn't really true. Some definitely do, but most of the time these animals are trying to avoid fights. Fighting is like a last resort. Take North America during the late Jurassic, for example. There were 3 different large theropods that lived in roughly the same area. There was Allosaurus, but also Ceratosaurus and Torvosaurus, which was larger than both of them. And we always kind of assume that these guys would have competed in some way, or that there would have been some kind of hierarchy, but it's just as likely that these guys avoided competing with each other or made compromises if they had to. The main prey item of Allosaurus, for example, were sauropods, big animals. When you really think about it, even a large group of Allosaurs would take days to completely eat everything on a sauropod. So if other predators came to join in on the meal, they would have had 2 choices: fight off the other dinosaurs coming to eat the meat, or just let them eat some of the meat. Because what's the point of wasting energy on a fight when there's already enough meat to fill your whole group and a bunch of other animals? So why not just let them get a bite? I feel like most interactions between theropods would be kind of the same between what we see with modern day predatory birds. Sometimes they just don't really do anything. They just kind of walk past each other. The smaller birds will kind of get out of the way and that's it. Cooperation between different theropods might have happened other ways as well. Because although it's a rare phenomena, there are examples of 2 different species habitually coming together and forming sort of partnerships where they each do something that the other animal cannot do. And this way they equally benefit each other. But that's really just how this relationship starts. Because for a lot of these animals, it actually turns into kind of a friendship. Like, it's clear that these animals actually enjoy each other's company. These kind of partnerships aren't just things that happen between mammals or birds, but cold-blooded animals as well, like the grouper and moray eel, which will work together to find food. There's also this bird called the dickop, which has a very weird survival strategy. It keeps itself safe by staying near a large predator and protecting both its eggs and its offspring from smaller predators. Yeah, this thing hangs around crocodiles. It hangs around crocodiles as a way of surviving. And the crocodiles get this. They understand what's going on here, so they don't eat the birds. So I wonder if things like this could have happened between different dinosaurs. Like, what about troodontids? Like, these were pretty smart dinosaurs too, so what could be a better strategy than getting on the good side of a giant 7-ton carnivore? We also know now that there was a medium-sized predator that lived at the same time as T-Rex, Nanotyrannus, which would have definitely been a threat to troodontids, so why not get on the good side of an even bigger predator? It's not like a T-Rex could be at its nest 24/7, it has to go out and hunt every once in a while. It's also not like it can realistically go after every small animal that comes after its eggs, so why not have another animal do it? And who knows, maybe this could have been similar to what happens with wolves and ravens, where the ravens kind of form a relationship with pups and hang around them as they grow up. Maybe it would have been the same with T-Rex and troodontids like Pictodon. Maybe they stayed around after the eggs hatched. I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but life has so many different examples of animals doing things that you really wouldn't expect. They're a lot more complex than we give them credit for, and there's a lot more going on in their heads than we really think. So maybe, just maybe, some dinosaurs actually could be friends.
The rat goes like this. So the rat's like this. The normal rat is like this. That's the normal rat. Like this, like this. It sniffs. It's like this for quite a while. He's like this. And then maybe he sniffs. You are now a normal rat.